of the business and the becoming successful that no people don't really talk about that, and it's so much of it. You know what you just said about some not knowing every day why it be like, you know, a thing that I have to check in with often and reassess all the time. Remind myself, I'll wake up and have gone through, you know, 6 weeks of just working constantly or whatever, and I have to look around and be like, where am, like, actually what city am I in? What time is it? What am I working on? And why am I here? Well,
Yo,
like really, why am I here? You know? So I feel you, bro. Like, it's crazy, and it is, but it's so, it's wonderful to watch someone to be able to sort of have a friend like you, who I think, like, because your career is, it's on a trajectory that, like, I don't, very few people get to understand. I feel like, you know, um, the, like, kinds of things you're doing, you know, like the scale at which you are working so often. And that's, so it's why it's cool to see somebody like handling it with the kind of grace and also intentionality that you are, which makes me want to talk a little bit about your music, because I had the good fortune of, like, getting to sit in the studio with you a couple of times while you were creating that first album. I know you're working on another one right now.
yeah.
And
You were on
that,
the first
and
album.
what?
You were on the first album in that
Yeah,
last
yeah,
album, bro.
yeah, yelling in the back with the squad, which was one of the dopest things like I've ever. It was such a celebration, man. Um, and, like, I wonder about how that fits in to the rest of your career, how you've really made a space for that, because you do have to, the things that are really yours, you have to very intentionally carve out space for it, right? Or nobody will let you do it. So I wonder how you've gone about doing that, and what are the kinds of, like, speak about whole team winning a little bit, just like the whole, like, gang of people that you have around you, because it's really amazing. The energy that you guys have when you're creating in that space is really amazing to be around.
Yeah. I mean, so I met my boy Will Wells, who's he's one of my best friends and executive producer who we met at Hamilton. He was helping Alex Lackamore, our music supervisor. He was helping them. For anybody who doesn't know Alex Lackamore, he's the music supervisor for Hamilton and In the Heights and among other Broadway shows and things. And Will was working with him, and Will came up to me after our opening night off Broadway. Like, Will, because Will was like that silent sniper. I ain't know nobody knew. Hey, he had all of these things in his arsenal. My man was on tour with LMFAO. He's about to go
Yeah,
on tour with the Magic Dragons. Like,
yeah.
he had
In
been
the studio
producing
with RZA, like
Quincy
crazy, like,
Jones. Like, he was working
yeah,
with, and he was just helping Alex because he wanted to be in the mix with Alex, and Alex is a genius, and that was the space that Alex let him into, and he's like, I want to be around this dude, I want to be, work with him, without me speaking for Will, but this was just in conversation, like, what I'm saying, and catching a vibe with him and knowing him for mad years, and like he basically came up to me after off Broadway opening night. He was like, "Yo, my man," he was like, "Everybody here is really talented, man." He's like, "Yo, you special." So you special. And I like looked at him. I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that." All right, word. He goes, "You ever made an album? You ever like want to make a record?" And I was like, "Yeah. I mean, yeah." And I had started writing songs again with one of my other friends at his crib. So I was going from the show. I didn't really talk about this. I'd be going from Hamilton to my boy Rob's crib on 70th Street. So we finished the show at 11, and I would go to his crib and write with him till 2,
yeah,
and then go home, whatever. And what I'm saying? And I was writing songs, and I was starting to like bring it back because I even in high school, man, like I wrote a couple, but then stopped because we used to have the Dell computers. We used to have these Dell computers in high school, and there was this little ass mic that had like a wire that went from the back of the thing. There was about this and this thick, and it was
yeah,
like this. So you only really gotta like you have to use up here. You have to get all the way up in the strings
yeah,
to cut a vocal. And what we do is we would burn beats off of the internet. So we would get a beat, burn that shit off the internet, put it up in the Windows Media Player, then get the voice memo app on the computer, the thing and have that up. Press play on the voice memo thing, switch back to Windows Media Player, press play, the beat start, Then we get one take to do the whole song. So me and my cousin would rap and I would sing. And the first song we wrote was "What You Mean to Me," the song called "What You Mean to Me," you know, and we'd have to cut the vocal like this, bro, down here, and it was crazy, like, and we'd have to do it in one take. So it was like, man, and I used to love writing with my cousin. I used to love writing, and I stopped, and then in college I started again, and then I started back with my. Then I started really going ham when we were doing Hamilton. I was just getting really inspired by all of you guys. I mean, you know, you was always writing, always writing. You was always writing, and so was Lynn, and I just was like, I was just so inspired by you guys, and I honestly, that's really like it put a battery in my back. I was like, yo, come on, man, I gotta get with it. Let me start writing again, and then fast forward, I meet Will, and Will and I have been friends now, you know, for since then, it's 2020. I guess that's 6 years now. Shit, it's been and we started our own company called Whole Team Winning because that's the mentality, right? We were like, and basically, like our own like sub label, like our own thing, right? And we were like, yo, like we kept saying it. We kept saying it all the time. We were like, whole team winning, whole team winning. If somebody was doing good or somebody killed a verse or somebody killed, and the group just got bigger and bigger, and now we got our band, my boy Al Cleveland the third, my boy Zay, who also works with Rafa sometimes. And it just, the group started to expand, and whole team winning is just really like a slogan, but it's our company, but it's also slogan, and it's a mindset. It's like if the whole squad is winning, we winning. You win, I win. That's how we see it. Your wins are mine, and my wins are yours. Truly, that going back to the concentrated squad.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Your wins are my wins. My wins are your wins. We coming up together. We there's a verse in the Bible that I love. It says, "Iron sharpens iron," and I truly believe that we make each other sharper. You know what I'm saying? We make each other better. And then I got signed. I came out to LA. I started writing songs. I have finished "She's Gotta Have It" season 1, uh, and I saved up some money. And Will and I said, "Yo, let's get a studio in Los Angeles." I had never been to LA. I've been to LA for one day before that. I'd never been to LA. I didn't know anybody in LA, nothing. And I was like, let's go. Let's go to Los Angeles. I don't care. I don't drive, nothing. Thank God for Uber. Uber was just coming up. I was like, hallelujah, praise the Lord. Because, bro, I don't know how I was going to get around in the city, but I would have gotten a bike or something. I'd have figured this shit out. But we got a studio in Burbank. And it was a little ass room in Burbank, and we were just writing almost every day, bro. Writing songs with no goal in sight, just no end in sight. We were just like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Well, yeah, I guess till April. Like, I'm gonna give myself from January to April and just write songs, no acting, no nothing. And at first, my agents were like, "What do you mean you're not gonna?" I'm not doing nothing. Don't give me. I'm not doing any jobs. I'm not anything. I'll do meetings and shit in between, audition here and there, but nothing. And that's what happened, bro. And then I got this catalog of music from that time, and then I started to have more music to play then, and then I was like, I changed agencies. My agency at the time didn't have a music department, so I was like, I need an agent that I need to be with an agency that has a music department. Boom, I was like, I'm out. And I was like a breakup. I had to break up with my agent, and she was amazing, but I had to like,
Right.
yo, I was like, yo, mama, I gotta bounce. Y'all don't got the facility for me to do what I gotta do. And it's not that y'all ain't amazing. You're amazing.
It's
But
not
the
personal.
company you
It's not
work
you,
for,
it's me. Yeah.
it's not you, it's me. And I switched over. And
Yeah.
and I got with my agents now, and like the music department, I had music on deck that I could play. And then I was like, all right, now I need a music manager. I told
Mhm.
him, music's always been it's always been a thing that I've always loved. Music, I love them more than anything in life, to be honest. And
Yeah.
I just never knew how to get after it. And then I met Will. My man's just showing me the promised land, because not only is he one of the most genius people I ever worked with, this dude is the most business savvy
Oh
person
yeah.
you're gonna meet in your
Yeah.
life. He knows about contracts. He could break this shit down to you, bullet points. He
I
looks
I
at the
call Will
sign.
out of the blue like every few months just to ask him advice on some shit. Like I
Yo,
like
like, knows how to use programs. He can set up a whole studio. The dude just has a wealth of knowledge, and
Yeah.
he's one of the most amazing human beings you'll ever meet in your life. So I was like, who else am I trying saying like this is who you want to be partners with? And and yeah, fast forward, I got all this Arsenal music. I tell my agents, yo, I need a music manager. They set me up with some, with a few companies, and I met a few management companies. And I had, thank God, because I had been doing writing sessions, I had music to show for it. And I was going in these meetings, and I was, boom, and I got a manager, a music manager, and then boom, fast forward, you know, I um I got signed. I got signed by Republic Records because I had been doing sessions. I had been doing sessions, boom, 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 boom. And then Republic signs me. Um, after my managers were like, let's write some, let's write some, let's write some. Finally, I got even more songs in the arsenal and strong enough songs where they were like, all right, now we can have meetings with labels, I think.
Mm.
And then we met up with some labels, and boom. And yeah, and then I put my first album out last year, and working on the second one. And it's been amazing, man. But I love it. Like even while I was shooting this show out here in treatment, I was the way it happened was we shooting 24 episodes.
Mm.
So it's crazy
I
because
just got exhausted. It
yeah,
just made
yeah.
me
So it's
so
wild.
tired.
But each patient has 6 episodes.
Right.
Uzo's in all 24, but each patient has six. But what they would do is they shoot the whole episode in 2 days. So I'm shooting my whole episode in 2 days. And yeah, it
Right.
was stressful, but what it gave me was it allowed me to free up my time so I
Right.
can be in the studio when I ain't there.
Right. Yeah.
And now, so that's why I've been boom, boom. I've been out here. I'm like,
Man.
when I ain't over there doing, I'm like, let's
Yeah. Yeah.
go. We got
That's
sessions.
great. That's great. What what I love about a lot. I mean, I love a lot of things about that part of your story, but at this moment where you took it upon yourself to sort of change agencies and to go to your agent agencies and to go to your agent and be like, I need a music manager. Like these are things that I need. I love how proactive you are about, and that feels like a thing. We always have a lot of young artists watching as we have these talks, and so like that feels like a thing that they should take with them. Probably that you had to, and the way you were ready, when the fact that you had songs on deck before you went in to meet with a label is like so important. You know what I'm saying? I made that mistake when Riggs was like running around with it, like chilling with us at Hamilton and stuff from Atlantic, and he like brought me into the office and was like, play me some things, and I was like, oh, okay, but all I had was like a bunch of half finished songs that weren't like clipping songs. Clipping was already signed, and he was kind of like,
Right.
oh yeah, come back when you have music. like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I don't
Uh,
know what I expected to happen. So that's good advice. But what else for the young folks who are watching right now? Like what are your sort of key pieces of advice to young artists who are trying to figure out how